Hello everyone, welcome to Rail Europe's preview of our new trade website. I'm Rose Schwartz, Director of Sales Support and Training, and I'll be your host for this webinar. You will remain in listen-only mode for the duration of the presentation as we're recording this session for future training purposes. However, I completely encourage you to submit any and all questions using the GoToMeeting chat feature. I'll answer questions throughout and will also gather all questions that were entered from each session held between January 23rd and 26th and will email responses to all attending our preview webinars. Now, if you're viewing this on-demand video after January 27th, please stay tuned, and toward the end you will be provided contact information for your Rail Europe sales team. So I know that all of you have had a chance to take a look at the housekeeping notices that I have on the screen. Again, you'll be in listen-only mode for the duration of the presentation, but don't hesitate to ask any questions that you have. We'll be bouncing back and forth between a number of different browsers just so that you can see the true website. And the reason we're bouncing back and forth is that we have some exciting news. We're going to have not only agent logins, but we're also going to have manager logins. So let's first start on the unconnected homepage is what we're calling this. So this is just the login page. It is clean, it is new, it is exciting. We have here 3 different things that can actually be done when you're on this page. So when you're on this page, you'll be able to log in as an agent or a manager, and that will just depend on your specific login credentials. You can request a new password, you can request assistance because you're unable to log in, you can remember yourself on this specific computer, so it's easier for you to log in when you're logging in. The other 2 things that you can do here is if you've never worked with us before, and all of you here on this call today have worked with us before, your agency is registered with us. So Rail Europe never just takes the agency rosters from IATAN, from CLIA, from TICO, TIDS, TRU, and we don't just put those into our system. We actually have the agency register themselves. So that's the first step. Now again, all of you are already registered. When you are registering for your own specific account, so for your login, this is the section that a new agent would go to create their individual login. Now with a manager or admin login, there's going to be so much more that admin login can do when it comes to new agents or deleting agents. So let's jump in and we're going to go and actually get logged in as an agent and as a manager. So again, I said that I was bouncing between different browsers. So this is now my agent login. I want you to be very careful to not use this URL that we have. This is just purely my test URL. This has nothing to do with the actual website that is going to be launched to you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually review the profile. So again, I said I'm logged in as an agent. We can go ahead and edit our profile, view my account, view my bookings, and also view my saved searches. You can sign out from this area as well. Let's not sign out, but let's go to the My Account section. And under the My Account section is where I can edit my profile. So if I wanted to change the photo that I have, I could certainly do that. I can go ahead and edit my name. If I was, say, married or divorced, I can change that. I can add my birth date if I'd like to. It's not a mandatory field, but we may be doing something special with that in the future. So if you wanted to add that, by all means, go ahead and do that. You have your username, your password, and your confirmation of password. If you click Save, it will go ahead and save that information for you. I'm not changing any information, so I'm not going to go ahead and click Save. From this screen, you can also see the My Bookings section and your saved searches. We'll go ahead and take a look at those in a little bit. I just want to show you the actual profile view for an agent. So the agent does have access to the agency information. This is the true physical location of the agency per IATA, CLIA, TIDS, TRU, ARC, TICO, or the federal ID number. This can only be changed it can be changed by an agent, but it can also be changed by a manager. This is not an instantaneous change. It never was. We need to make sure that we stay true to the IATAN list, the ARC list, the CLIA, the TIDS, the TRUE, the TICO. So this still comes to the sales support department where we review that information and ensure that it is correct. If an agent, though, is working from their home, they can certainly add their home address here so that the tickets, the physical tickets, can be delivered to their home address if that's what they choose. Below on the right-hand side, you have preferences. So there's a couple different areas where you can choose actual preferences to get yourself started. Under the booking header, you have here departure city, you have here an options page, and share bookings with other agents. Let's start with the departure city. If you are an agent that is more of a corporate agent and you're always doing London, Paris, London, Paris, London, Paris, you can select your departure city as London, and that will then immediately show in your search results as your departure city. On the options page, you can default to either skip or show. Now the options page is going to be part of the booking flow, and that page will always have the activities. There are some agents that don't book activity products with us, and you might opt to skip that page so you don't see that in the booking flow. You have here also that you can share bookings with other agents. So if I'm an agent and I'm out of the office on vacation or need to take an extended leave of absence for whatever the reason, I can go ahead and share my booking with other agents so that those agents can pick that up and work on it while I'm gone. So to go ahead and edit those 3 fields, you would just click on the little pen, select your departure city. You can either show your options page or skip it, and you can share bookings with other agents. Just click Save when you're done. I didn't change any of my preferences. So underneath invoices, this is going to be a new section that we have. So in all of the focus groups that we had when we were starting to plan a new website, we heard that agents really would like an agent and a client copy of the invoice. If you are booking your rail on agent.raileurope.com on our trade website, you will in the future have the option to have a client copy of the invoice. And in that, you also will have the option to add your logo if you'd like. So what you can do is you can, again, go to the pen, choose a file for your logo, display the logo yes or no. The only thing in this screen that is incorrect still, and again, keep in mind this is the test site, it is not the true site that we're going to be releasing to you, is this agency fee. The agency fee is not possible to default an agency fee immediately. There are different rules that go along with the agency fee, so this field will be removed. I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and that is my agent view of my profile. If I wanted to take a look at the bookings that I have created, I can go to my bookings here, or of course, my bookings here. Not only do we have it in those 2 sections, but from the menu, you can also look at your bookings from the menu section. So let's go to my bookings. And these are all the bookings that I have personally created on this website. So I have a booking for a group of 4 passengers here, another group of 4 passengers here. What's nice about this, it gives you all the information on the booking. So you have the booking number, a name if you've defaulted a name to that booking. We do recommend it because it's easier to find then. You have the agent. The agent is always going to be you. If you're logged in as just the agent, then you will only see your bookings. You'll see the date that it was booked on, the expiration date, the status, the passenger names, the trip start date, the value. So the value of the booking as well as the commission. These can be sorted in any order. So if you just click, you can sort. What you're also able to do is you're able to pick up a booking or go back to the booking. So let's go to this booking. It was an on-hold booking. I can view the booking. I can go to confirm the booking. If the booking is paid for, I can go ahead and track my booking. I can delete the booking only if the booking is on hold and not paid, and I can rename the booking. Now, if the booking has been printed, you can request a refund from this section as well. So we're putting everything in one place for you to see your specific bookings and also to see what you can do with those specific bookings. Now, I was logged in as an agent. I did say that I'm going to skip around, so I'm actually going to skip to my admin login. When we migrate all of your logins to our new website, the migration will be that all logins will be an agent login. No one will be defaulted to an admin login. This will be a process that will start after the initial launch, where our sales team will be making calls to agencies to see just which agents should have access to be an admin or a manager. This is important because there's lots more things that a manager can do. So manager still sees the same screen. They can go to the My Account section, the My Bookings. So let's go to the My Account here under the admin screen and just look at the differences. So you're still going to be able to edit the profile. You can still view the bookings. You can view saved searches. Underneath, an address still can be defaulted. These addresses also can be a specific client. So you have one client that keeps coming back to you all the time, all the time. Again, maybe a corporate traveler, a business traveler, that you need to send to a specific address these documents. You can add that address here. What the admin also sees, or the manager also sees, is all of the agents that are registered under the agency. What the admin can do is they can add an agent. So the agent doesn't have to go to that unconnected homepage to actually register themselves. I, as the manager, can add them right here. And once I add them, they will be sent an email to confirm their login registration. What's nice about this too is that if I have an agent who's no longer with the organization, I can go ahead and delete that agent. And they're deleted. No more can they access this website at all with their login. What I can also do is if my agent needs a password reset, I can reset that password for them. So that's also just nice options to have when you are an admin or manager user. On the right-hand side, you also see that now we have reports. You're only going to see this as a manager. Not everyone can be a manager or admin. Again, that will be a project for the future as we start initiating the launch of the website. But any manager will be able to run reports. So they can run a report on a specific status of a booking, on the actual P&R within the booking, the agent who booked that specific booking or those bookings, and also within a specific date and time. They can download this into an Excel file, so they can always see who's doing what, who's booked what is invoiced, what is not invoiced, what is on hold. They can also then see from this report the dollar amount that was booked, the commission that's due. So you're always going to be able to see this as a manager. Again, the manager or admin also has access to change the address of the agency. As I said before, it's not an instantaneous change. It is still something that the sales department does review. They also have access to the preferences, so no differences here. They just have access to the preferences. And also subscribing to our newsletter, which is something that we're going to continue as well. So moving back to the agent login, I'm going to go back to the home page. In order to get to the home page, when you're on any other page, use the Rail Europe logo as your home button. it will take you directly to the home page. On the home page, I want to go through some training tools, some different items that we've put here for you. So on the top, you have the help. From help, you can go to the FAQ section to get your questions answered, or you can go to the contact us. On the bottom, or as we move toward the bottom of the page, you'll have a deals section. The deals section are going to be those promotions that we have at any given time. So here's where you're going to be able to view deals, although I'm going to show you another area where you can also view them. Under deals, we have Agents Corner. Now the Agents Corner has a lot of information. The first box are our product fact sheets. This is nothing new, but we're not hiding them any longer behind some travel agent resources page that maybe you weren't able to find in the past. Product fact sheets are there for you to use. They're regional, multi-country passes, information on passes, information on the national and single country passes, to BritRail passes, to Premier Day and Night trains, which is really great resources for you. The Premier Train Overview, which is going to tell you which trains can be booked at which time. So what are the booking horizons for these specific trains? Point-to-point tickets, train configurations. Once you've booked for your clients and you need to know exactly where that seat is located, you can go ahead and look at the train configurations that we have. We have the how-tos. So how do we get from an airport to a railway station, or a station to a station? How do we go from a port to a train station? We have also our tours, city passes, and airport transfers. So anytime that you see actual live PDF documents for a specific city or country, you'll see there these are going to be the products that we are going to deliver to you as a paper document. If you see that there are no activities under a specific country, they're going to be available under the Activities tab. They're going to be electronic tickets that will be delivered to you electronically, but that does not mean that they still maybe do not have to be printed to give to your client and for them to exchange locally. The Activities tab or page is not yet functional, so I'm not going to be able to show you that today. Going back, I can certainly hit the Rail Europe logo, but since we're only one page away from the home page, I can go ahead and hit the back button. I'm going to skip over the training resources because there's even more layers of information under that specific box. So I'm going to just show you a couple of other ones before we go to training resources. Here again is an area where you can view your bookings. You're taken right back to the page where you can view your bookings. The other box next to it are our trade events. So if you click on trade events, this will be on a quarterly basis, will be updated, and you'll see where we are around the world. We are truly a global organization, so you'll see, you know, where our sales staff is and what events we're going to be at. The box next to trade events are our newsletters and employee top travel picks. It's hard to say. So we've always had our Rail News Tracker, which was our once monthly newsletter. It was only sent to those who were opted in to receive it. There are some agents that don't opt in to receive the newsletter, but maybe still want that information. So what we have here are our past issues of our monthly newsletter. So if you wanted to go back and look to see, you know, what type of promotion was going on in June, or what products were released in August, or, you know, deleted in September, or just any questions that you have, this is also a great resource for you. Underneath, and if you click on any of these headers here, it'll take you to that specific portion of the page. So now we have employee top travel picks. We have had some employees that have written up their top travel picks, and this is just kind of inspiration for you. You're welcome to read them at any time, use them how you wish to create your own itineraries. And yes, this one is mine, but there's a couple of other ones that are mine as well because I did use my middle name. So going back, again, just hitting the back button, I am going to take you to the training resources page. Now, before I do that, I just don't want you to get confused. There is a help and support section here, but there are still some help and support sections under the training resources. So let's go to training resources. And under training resources, we have the education and tools, and then we also have sales support, which again can get a little confusing. I don't want you to be confused. We have under education and travel agent tools our promotion. So again, the deals. Where are you going to find the promo codes? You're going to find them here. Where are you going to find product fact sheets? Well, you can find them from the other page easily, but you can also get them here. You can find information on train station specifics, and I want to show you this because it's just so much more enhanced than it was before. If you were ever on our train stations page before, you know that we had a handful of train stations. Now we have lots and lots and lots more train stations to show. You can continue to just hit show more, show more, show more, or of course you can choose your city. I do want to take you to just one of them to show you that it is enhanced here as well. So if you wanted to start a booking, you can certainly start it here under the train station page. Now, it's not going to have the right city pairs, and I'm sorry about that, but I was doing some testing earlier, so you would just need to enter your city pairs and start your search. If you needed to get, again, to any section of this page, the Getting There section, the station and airport guide section. So here you're going to find all of the amenities in that specific train station. You'll have a station map and the station location on a Google map. So it's really much more enhanced. We don't give this information to our public customers. So really use the agent website for what it is. It is truly a resource tool for you. Now, because we've gone a couple pages deep into this, I'm going to go back out and use our home, our Rail Europe logo, to go back then to the training resources page. And what we're going to do, again, this is still the test site, so we're going to move our upcoming webinars to this bottom line here, and next to the train station specifics, we're going to put train information. So right now, you have no place where you can find train information under the education and support. However, let me just show you from the footer, which is completely different than our public footer, we have here a train tickets section. This link to the train tickets section will be a separate box under the training resources. Let me take you there just so I can show you what you can do from this page as well. So you can start your booking. You can see the types of trains. You can check out the European network. You can see the most popular. So what I can also do, if we scroll past the FAQs and look at all trains, you can go to a specific train, as in the past, start your booking from that specific train page, view videos, look at the overview of the product, any practical information, the classes of service, and FAQs. You can certainly look at the travel forum and the reviews and ratings. Those come directly from our public website, so we may not have them on the trade site, but you're definitely going to want to look at the overview, the practical information, classes of service, and FAQs. This is going to help you to become familiar with the product itself. Okay, going back to the home page so we can get back to that resources page. And I'm just going to show you a couple of other things here. So the upcoming webinars, simple, same as we've had it before. It's the Expert Speak. It's our weekly webinars. It's our webinars with our partners. So if we're partnering with Eurostar or with the German Railways or with the Swiss, these are webinars that you can register for. under this box. Those videos as well are going to be housed here on the under the on-demand training videos. So as I'm recording this session today, other sessions similar to this will be recorded and will be put there so that you can view them at your own time. You don't have to sit with us an hour out of your day on a live training session. You'll be able to go and view on-demand training videos. So now you say, Rose, well, what's the difference between on-demand training videos and the e-learning? That's a very good question. The e-learning section will actually house mini training videos. So a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. How do I book a rail pass? How do I book a point-to-point ticket? Where do I find X, information on X? These will be actually hosted on the site as soon as we start rolling out the website to everyone. We also still have the track program, so the Rail Agent courses. We have one main course, we have one France module and one Switzerland module, and we're now working with Eurail as well to do a specific Eurail module. So if you're confused about rail passes, you'll be able to find that information here. What's nice about this program is that you can take it at your own time. You have 5 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, half an hour on the weekend. Under the training resources page, there is sales support. So under the sales support, you have more detailed information on travel agent FAQs. So there was a promotion, and I thought that I was going to get an Amazon gift card. How do I get that? Who do I contact? Other questions that are just related to the travel agent. More information on commissions. Under the sales support, you have an area where you can book your agent discounts. And also, you'll have access to our brochures and flyers. As you have in the past, you can go ahead and download our brochure, save it to a PDF file, and email it to a client. I'm going to go back, and we're still on the training resources page. So I'm going to go back one more page to our help and support. So again, help and support, sales support, they're all a little different. So the contact us will be an email. So you're sending an email to our operations team to ask the question that you have. Good question, Manny. Manny has a question about personalizing the brochure. With the initial launch, there will not be a way to personalize or customize the brochure. That is something that we're looking into. It is just not available at this time. So thank you for that question, Manny. Live chat. Live chat will not only be accessible through this box, but it will be a floater, kind of like this, the back to the top. It'll be on the website. So when an agent is available for live chat, that little box will be here as well. So you can ask any questions that you have regarding web navigation, product inquiries, so that you can complete that booking online on the agent.raileurope.com site. The FAQs section is the same as what's on the top of the page. Remember, we looked at the help and support up here. The frequently asked questions are the same here as they are on the bottom of the page here. And then also you have the sales support contact information. We've always given you contact information for our sales support team, and here you'll find a phone number to reach us as well as email addresses. So if you're still lost, especially with this project, with you as the initial first users of our new trade website, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, this is where we're going to tell you to go. Go to the Contact Us, submit the form there. Come to the Sales Support section, call us, email us. Let us know what you find. Okay? So from this section, there's more to the page, and we as a sales team thought best to put all the resources toward the top of the page for you. The Discover section is certainly very nice. It actually floats more to the top of our public site. So this is also for direct consumers. But what's nice about this is you can go directly. If you wanted a Barcelona to Madrid, you can certainly go to that page right away. And what it's going to do is it's going to add in Barcelona, Madrid. All you need to do is change the date and time, the number of travelers, and search, and you can begin a booking from this page as well. Okay, I'm going to go back to the home page where I'm going to start to show you some bookings. As soon as you land on the home page, as soon as you're logged in to the home page, you will see the booking area that just right there where you need to go to book train tickets, rail passes, where you can see the interactive map, and where you can go ahead and request a group quote. Under this section, which actually used to be on the right-hand side of our current website, you might want to take a look at it later. I do feel it's easier that it's right in the middle. What we've done is we do have, so if you're booking train tickets, you can add up to 5 segments. So I can do a Barcelona-Madrid, a Madrid to Paris, a Paris to Amsterdam, and Amsterdam to Cologne. I can just keep adding them here by clicking Add a Destination. If the customer has a rail pass, you're going to want to click the customer has a rail pass and then obviously select the pass. We don't have a rail pass in this scenario, but maybe we have other options that we need to select. Maybe we want to look at direct trains only. Maybe we want to have print at home tickets only. These options are not available to our direct consumer. So you're really going to benefit yourself by booking on agent.realeurope.com. So let's go ahead and make a simple 2-segment booking. We're going to do an Edinburgh to London, and we're going to do a London to Paris. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to show you a couple of different other items that we have just for the trade. So this was a test that I did earlier, in Edinburgh to London. If you start typing in, if you start typing in the city name, you can use your mouse and click then on the city. However, what I've also been doing is using my keyboard and just hitting the down arrow and then the enter. I find it easier. I want to find as many shortcuts as I possibly can when I'm entering information. I'm going to choose 4 travelers. So here's where you select or deselect the number of travelers that you want. If you're adding more children, you're going to be asked to enter the age. If you have a mouse that has one of the little scroll features, it's easy to navigate up and down. It's also easy to navigate up and down in these sections. You see that there's a little blue bar here. It could look like it's hidden to some. So just make sure that you're noticing that. When you've entered the amount of passengers that you have, and remember you want them all entered here if they're going to be traveling together and you want them seated together, we're going to click OK and we're going to click Search. So once this comes up for us, and again, remember this is the test site, so it's going to take a little bit longer for me to find what I'm looking for. But once the page comes up for us, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at a new feature that is put in, again, just for our trade partners. We have a little feature called a fare comparator. So you'll see here below the little heart with a 0 in it for now. You can add up to 3. So every fare is going to have a little heart, and if I click on that little heart and color it in, I'm going to be able to see the 3 fares that I've selected together. I'm going to be able to see the fares, what class of service. I can proceed to the shopping cart from here, but before I do that, I'm going to be able to see the journey times. If it's available as an electronic document, so this is going to be print and station, you don't any longer have to make e-booking in order to see if your documents are going to be delivered to you as a paper or as an electronic version. You'll also see if it's a direct train, if it's not, if there are connections. You'll see the fare name. You'll also see the after sales. So this is a very important section to review, because once you've entered in those segments and you've paid for those items, the after sales policy is immediate. So you should really review this for yourself and for your clients. You'll also see here the onboard services. So anything special maybe for first class versus the second class. This is, again, a feature that came directly from our focus group. So we're really happy to just have it for our trade clients, only for you, only on agent.raileurope.com. So I'm going to go ahead and select a completely different fare. And what you'll notice here is that you have a little clock, or the timer. You'll see when I put this into my booking that this timer will actually start to tick away, because it's an instant purchase ticket. See, instant book. You can show onboard services again. We can hide it. You can also view the fare details. Absolutely. You can upgrade. So if you wanted to upgrade your ticket, you can go ahead and do that and add it right here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to proceed to my shopping cart, where I'm going to enter the names as they appear on the passport, first and last only. So here we go. Just give me a moment while I do this. And any questions that you might have, go ahead and enter them into the chat. I know that we've only had about one question so far. I know that you've all used the site before, so it shouldn't be that confusing or new to you, but I am here to answer any questions that you do have. All right, now I've entered in the names as they appear on the passport. I'm going to proceed to the shopping cart. You're not going to have a pre-fill button. That's not going to be there at all. We're going to go ahead and click Add to Shopping Cart. And from here, we have now again the icon, the timer, saying we have 30 minutes to secure this fare. This will actually keep ticking away. So when I add the next fare, you'll see that this time has changed. I already have a booking number. I can change it to whatever I'd like, a name, a file number. I've noticed also that you can use symbols if you'd like. It's not going to stop you from doing that. Underneath, you have the Rail Protection Plan. Now, the Rail Protection Plan, I do recommend that you take a look at the Rail Protection Plan for all tickets, but I don't recommend that you add it right at this time. If you have other segments to add those segments first, and then come and add the rail protection. The reason for this is that if I add the rail protection now and I go to continue shopping, it won't save my added rail protection. I'd have to add it again. Before I go any further, I can add a service fee. So I'm going to go ahead and add a service fee. The rules still apply, so it's 25% of the rail total, up to a maximum of $750 with a booking of $3,000 or more. What's nice about this, if you have a client in front of you, you can go ahead and enable the client view, which will remove the commission amount. So you can turn your screen around and they'll be able to see what the total is without seeing your commission. We thought so too, Manny. It is a very nice feature to have. When we have the invoices as well, the invoices will also, for the client, not show your commission. So it's really a benefit to you to book online at agent.raileurope.com versus calling our contact center, because any contact center booking, any booking that's initiated in our contact center, will not be able to give you that option of a client copy of the invoice. Okay, we're going to continue shopping because I do want to just add another ticket here, and I want to take you to the payment page where I can show you confirmation. So my next segment is going to be my London, again using my down arrow and enter to Paris, and I'm going to choose the date. So I didn't do this before, but I'm going to choose the date, I'm going to choose the time, and I still have my 4 travelers. Keep in mind that the date is European format. Not anymore. It was yesterday. Okay, we're going to click search. And now we're looking for the Eurostar tickets. What's nice about, again, the trade website is that if we have more than 4 fares to show, we're going to show you those fares. Whereas on the public website, they're only going to have 2 or 1 for each of the segments of these classes of service. So really, you're going to have access to a lot more of the fares that we have. I'm going to go ahead and just select the best value here for Eurostar. What I want to show you that there are now some trains that are going to allow you to request a certain type of seating. So we're going to proceed to shopping cart. And because we already have travelers here, we're just going to enter them in. So quick, you don't have to retype the names, nothing, just select them. And what we're going to do here is we're going to look at seat preferences. So when I say that you have the option to choose specific seating, sure, but it's all still going to be based on what's available at the time that you're booking. So this does not mean that these 4 passengers will be in a club 4, which are 2 seats facing another 2 seats with a table in the center in between them. It's only going to be taken into consideration and based on what's available. So we're going to go ahead and hit the confirm button. You can bypass this step completely if you'd like. You do not have to go there at all. And again, it is not available for every different train operating company that we work with. So you may or may not see this. We're going to proceed to shopping cart. And at this time, once we get back to the shopping cart, I'm going to add now, again, the rail protection, the RPP, for both segments. And you see here, again, time is ticking away. So I have the 25 minutes now to complete this order. Now, of course, it's not going to take us another 25 minutes, but we're going to add this in. We already have our service fee that we've added, but we can modify that if we'd like. And I'm going to proceed to checkout. So when I proceed to checkout, what you're going to see here is the optimal ticketing methods for these trains. That's what's going to be highlighted here for you. Now, of course, the British tickets are always going to be print in station until it's opened up that they're printed home. And we're hoping for that very soon. The London to Paris is a Eurostar, and there's 3 different ticketing options. There's a physical delivery, there's a print at home, and there's also a print in station, so you can view others. Again, the optimal is going to be selected here for you right away. If it is not, though, for your clients, and they do want physical delivery of this ticket, you are going to click on physical delivery of the ticket. I'm not going to, because what I want to show you here is you're not going to have to worry about any type of a shipping address when you have electronic tickets. With electronic tickets, we're only going to ask you for the billing address associated with the credit card. So I'm going to change this to Mr. Fraser's name. I'm going to keep my email in there because I want that confirmation to come to me. I'm going to put in a phone number. I'm going to put in my address or my client's billing address. I'm going to look for the state. And the zip code. This will not be here, just so that you're aware. I am going to now review everything and proceed to payment. Now once you proceed to payment, again, this is only just the test site that we're using, but you're only going to see here the option to add a Visa card at this point. Again, it's just the test. So this button will not be there, but that's what I'm going to do because I want it to not print my test. I'm going to say that it is a leisure traveler, and I'm going to agree to the terms and conditions. When I click Pay Now, this booking is going to confirm for me. And I know it's taking a little bit of time, but once it confirms for you, you're going to have a nice summary of the booking itself. And you're going to be able to view it under your My Account or your My Bookings page. So while that does that for me, I'm going to show you just a couple of things, bouncing back to my admin login. Now again, this is not just available for admin, but it's available for agent logins as well. You have access to groups, so if you have a group of 10 or more, you can go ahead and get a quote. It will open up another tab for you. Just fill out the information and submit it through to our groups department. Again, 10 or more, we do ask that you go through our groups department for that and not try to do it on our website. Different train operating companies have different thresholds of how many people can actually sit together. If you want 10 or more people to be seated together on the train, it is really important to go use our group department. We also have the interactive map, which I will show you in just a second because, okay, still waiting for that to confirm. So our interactive map, if we wanted to go and choose the same cities that we did before, so let's do Edinburgh, and we're going to start there. We're going to start there on February 21st, and we can start exploring. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the cities that we'd like to build on the itinerary, and here's where we enter the second city, and so on and so on. So once we've added London, it will show on our map, and then we can continue to add other products. We can also save this and pin it, and when we pin this, remember we were looking at our My Account section, it's our Save Search. So it puts together an itinerary for you, but it doesn't put together the pricing. So if you wanted to use this as a tool, you could certainly use this as a tool. I recommend it. I'm going to go back, and we're now confirmed. So our order is now confirmed. We have the booking number. We have the name that we've given to it. We can find this on our travel agent dashboard, which basically, again, is the My Account section. We can click on What's Next, Review Itinerary, and View Payment. So if we click on What's Next, it takes us to this middle section where I can initiate an exchange or refund. I can email a receipt to the client, again, in progress, and then I can get in touch for some type of support. So I have a question. I have an after-sales question. I need to get in touch with somebody. I can click here. If I go back up, I can review the itinerary again. Here you'll see you already have the PNR number, and so this is a print-in station where the client will need the PNR number, and you'll see here a print button for the print at home document. So no waiting for extra emails to come to you with these electronic documents. You can go right to the booking itself. I can also review the payment. So if I just click on payment, I can review. I can see, oh, it was a card ending in 111, and it was Jamie Fraser's card. Okay. I can see this as well under the My Booking section where it shows that it is printed. This is the order we just did today. And I can view it, I can send it to client, I can still rename it, and I can request a refund. What's nice about this too is that my manager will also be able to see it in their search, in their view. And they'll also be able to view it, send it to a client, rename it, request a refund, or any other colleague that you've designated to be able to view this booking while you're away from the office. All right, one last booking. I'm going to make it as quick as possible. We're not going to finish it to completion or anything, but I did want to show you Rail Passes. So if we go to Rail Passes, two different areas that you can go to find Rail Passes. So you can find it in the search, no problem, or we can go to the Rail Pass Finder. And the Rail Pass Finder will always have a default of France. If the clients are not traveling through or to within France, you can certainly remove it here by clicking the X or going to the map and clicking on the map. I am going to click on the map to select the countries where my clients are traveling. And I'll see here that I'm going to go for the Global Pass. So I'm going to buy this pass. I am going to change the number of passengers. Now what's important to remember is that you have to click OK here, not here. If you click OK here, it will remain as one adult. So we need two. We're going to click OK, and you can still click OK here. What type of pass? The validities. So we're going to search how many days do we want? What class of service do we want? OK. We're going to book it now, and I'm just going to show you once we booked it how to go ahead and get a seat reservation. It's all pretty much the same as far as the functionality. So just a few extras and tools for you to use. So I always use the same names when I do my examples. Enter it as they appear on the passport, of course, first and last, as I said before. We're going to add this now to a completely new shopping cart. And you'll see here the shopping cart, because it doesn't have any product in here that cannot be held for 48 hours. So any electronic instant ticket purchase cannot be held for any given amount of time. It really does need to be completed at the time that you're doing it. I can hold this because a RailPass is a paper document. We are not going to hold it though just right now. We're going to continue shopping, so I can add just a quick Munich to Salzburg was the last example that I tried before the training session. So I'm going to select the time. I'm going to select again. I have two adults that are traveling, again, on the same PNR. They want to sit together. We're going to click search. We're going to find that train. Ugh, I did this the last time. Okay. See, even the trainer can do things that they shouldn't be doing. Now, if I'm booking a RailPass, I need to choose the RailPass. So this, again, is already defaulted because I had done the search before. I need to default that here, or else you're going to get regular tickets for that segment that you're choosing. So here I go. I have my $12 per person seat reservation. I can view the fare details. I'm going to proceed to shopping cart. So we do have a question from Manny again. In the seat selection area, will there be an option for accessible seating or information on how to get this? That's a very good question, Manny. It will not be available in the seat selection. It will be available under the travel, the train information, as well as the train station information. So do look on those two pages for how to book that, how phone number on how to arrange locally the transport of someone needing assistance from the platform onto the train. So we're just going to add our reservation here. We have the reservation Munich Salzburg. We have the Global Pass. I'm going to put this on hold quick. And there's one teeny little example I just want to show you again. So I'm going to go and select again one of my other cities. So I'll do my Paris to Nice this time. It doesn't matter in this example how many passengers I'm choosing, but I'll just choose one. I want to show you something pretty neat as well. So we were talking about the trains pages and the train station pages. When you look up a specific fare where we do have a train station page, you will be able to actually see that train station page once you select the fare. So if I click on Nice, for instance, if you didn't look at the train stations page before or need information on the train station, you can just click on the actual city. Again, a lot of this functionality is not available to our public customers. So I am going to open it up to a couple of other questions. If anyone has any questions, please go ahead and type them into the search bar. While I allow you to do that, I'm just going to go back to my PowerPoint presentation and quickly show you the page where you're going to find the new URL. Now, I say the new URL only because we're entering into this initial phase of where we are having specific agents have access to the new site while all of the other agents still have access to the current site. In doing this, we can't have the same URL for both websites. So once we release this to you and we send you an email stating that the site is live for this first group of users, you will use agent2.raileurope.com as your URL to access the website. If you should continue to use agent.raileurope.com in this interim phase, you will still only see the current website. So we do ask that you go to the new URL, agent2.raileurope.com, once we have sent you an email saying that it is live. When I say it is live, it is not a test site. Any bookings that you create there are true bookings. So please do not make any test bookings there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please call our sales support department or email us. The information again is under the sales support on all the new website, also the current website, and also use the contact us section. So I don't see that there are any additional questions. Thank you for the questions that you did have. Truly do appreciate them. Manny, I'm sorry, there's one other question I guess that you asked here. Will there be a section for service interruption, strike, emergency situations? That is another great question. That is something that has been requested of the commercial team, and I cannot answer to that at this point. We, of course, as a sales team, do hope that that information is posted online for agents to see immediately when there is some type of a service disruption. So thank you again for joining me today. Thank you for participating in today's webinar, and thank you always for your continued partnership. Have a great day.